you everyone for joining today's session. And before conclude, let's capture all the smiles since we'll be meeting the next meeting after a week. So let's take a snapshot. I would request everybody to switch on the videos. Let's have all the handsome and beautiful smiles capture. So I see lots of videos switching on. So yes. So Venkatesh, Suresh, if you're there, so I request you guys to switch on your videos. Arshada, cool. I'd request Anand to take a snap if he can. So 3, 2, 1. We also have Parita joining in. Maybe another gesture if you want to hold.
Didn't we plan that we turn our laptops or reverse our screens?
We can, we can do. I think probably at least I can do. I think
if you have your laptops, you can do it with the.
So yeah, at least for me, yeah, face. It's. I think even the Zoom there is a setting where you can inverse it.
Yes, or we just turn it all around.
Yeah. So whoever is comfortable, yeah, let's do that. Probably another 5 seconds if you can.
How do you do it with the laptop?
I just
turn the whole thing over.
Oh my God.
In Zoom, there is an option wherein you can go to the video, choose virtual background, and right where your image is, there is a option right at the top right corner to rotate your video.
Cool. So many videos are turning around. So it's a
okay.
How to say ulta pulta world at Agnel Toastmasters today.
Topsy-turvy world.
Topsy-turvy.
If not possible, people can sit upside down.
Yes, that's simpler.
It's not International Yoga Day.
All right. So it's great to have. So I would request the Zoom master. So let's take a snap. For me, I think with the virtual bracket, it's only my head coming. Like it's not even coming below the head. Probably I can hold it like this.
3, 2, 1. Taken.
So thank you, everyone. And again, thank you, Jimmy, for that wonderful idea and making the session more fun. I think that must have got everybody active, the brains going haywire, like how to do that. And our next meeting will be held on 2nd of July, the same time. And it was great to have all of you with us and for making this evening and meeting special. Now, I would request the Zoom master to share the certificates for the winners today. And I see some faces with a confused look. Certificates? Yes, the meeting is already over, right?
With everything topsy-turvy, it's just expected.
Yes, Prasanjit, true.
I'm really sorry if I actually talked out of my turn.
No worries, Prasanjit. We are still waiting the certificate. So in meantime, yes. So the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Prasanjit. So please give a round of applause to Toastmaster Prasanjit. I'd request if someone can if Zoom Master can spotlight Toastmaster Prasanjit as well. And
I'll not be able to as
okay. Okay. Can we have the best table topic speaker? The best table topic speaker goes to Toastmaster Parita. Please congratulate Toastmaster Parita. I see still a couple of videos in a Topsy curve. I think people are actually enjoying it. And the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Meenakshi.
Can't believe this. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Meenakshi. The best role player goes to Toastmaster Shobit. Congratulations.
Thank you so much,
Toastmaster
Anish.
Shobit. It was an amazing table topic session.
Thank you.
And the best supporting role player goes to Toastmaster Sharmishta. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Toastmaster Sharmishta.
Thank you.
And with that, I would like to hand over. Before handing over, yes, a couple of announcements as we do at the end of the meeting. So I would like to acknowledge and congratulate Toastmaster Anand and distinguished Toastmaster Sangeeta from our club who has been selected as area director for Division M. So please give them a round warm of applause. Congratulations, Toastmaster Anand. Right now, we don't have Sangeeta with us in a room, but it's definitely a moment of pride for all the members of our club. Like 2 of the members got selected as area director. And again, I would like to reiterate, yeah, let's have a round of applause for Toastmaster Jamie also, who is a incoming division director. I don't remember the district, but yes. So congratulations. And with that, I hand over the online screen to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Libby.
Thank you, our General Evaluator Jamie, for the very observant and insightful evaluation. We will definitely try to incorporate your recommendation. As we have seen through the experiences of my fellow Toastmasters, we do indeed live in a topsy-turvy world. Our fantasies and our real life world collide in unimaginable ways. We have lived through 2 years of pandemic and all its consequences. I would like to conclude by reciting this poem by William Brighty Rance. It is a very interesting poem that takes us to the land where everything is upside down. The poem gives us a whole new perspective of the normal that we experience each day. If the butterfly courted the bee and the owl the porcupine, if churches were built in the sea and 3 times 1 was 9, if the pony rode his master, if the buttercups ate the cows, if the cats had the dire disaster to be worried, sir, by the mouse, if mama, sir, sold the baby to a gypsy for half a crown, if a gentleman, sir, was a lady, the world would be upside down. If any or all of these wonders should ever come about, I should not consider them blunders, for I should be inside out. I would now like to hand over the session to Toastmaster Sanish for the closing remarks.
Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Libby. I would now go on with the table topic section. In the table topic section, we did have wonderful speakers. So thanks a lot, right from Toastmaster Vidya. She was very enthusiastic, and she also did some dance moves which caught everyone's attention. And so this is an opportunity where you all can display the fun, loving learning that we have at Toastmasters. You can do anything and everything to captivate your audience, and that's what Toastmaster Vidya did. Next, we had Siddharth. Siddharth, you were really good with all the points that you mentioned. So Shobit had given you such a complex topic, but then I couldn't figure out how I would have probably taken it. But then Siddharth, you made sure that you did it really well. You also took certain names from the audience, which captivated and brought everyone's attention into the picture. So that is again a good point that you can, call back to people and then bring about their attention once again. So good job done on that, Siddharth. Next up, we had Mayur. Mayur, you were really good again. I feel the way you started off with hello, Agnel, and that was something that captivated me and made me, wake up from my usual, the way I am at any online meeting. And that was something that you used to captivate your audience. I feel as our counter suggested, you had a lot of source in your speech. So make sure you work on that. And yes, then comes Toastmaster Parita. Toastmaster Parita, you were so good. You always have those pauses in the middle after each and every line of yours. You made sure you brought in those sweets, those delicacies inside, and then we all got a flavor of what all we should try out in our future journeys of expeditions. So thank you for that mouth-watering table topic. It was really interesting and really fun-filled. And yes, you could have spoken more. I feel you did speak for around just the qualifying time. I felt you could have extended it quite more so that we would have had more to relish your speech. And yes, we come back to Toastmaster Hashwant. Hashwant, you were really good with your speech. There's one very important thing that every table topic speech requires, which is confidence. And it was exuded in your speech so well that we all were energized with your speech right at the start. Thank you, Hashwant. And with that, we go on to our prepared speeches. Our prepared speeches were wonderful. Right from our evaluators did beautifully evaluate them, especially Toastmaster Arun. He brought about various aspects of evaluation where he personalized the language and used I phrases as opposed to common general notions where we have to avoid as evaluators. That was wonderfully used. And you said you did not stick to some quotes where people usually use, like you didn't do this or you shouldn't have done this. You didn't stick to those. You went about saying, I think, I believe, I suggest. And that was how you went about, which was really apt and very good as a speech evaluator that you used. And you encouraged improvement with those ways of phrases. And I also feel that you used wonderful techniques where you improved, you promoted the self-esteem of the speaker by encouraging them sincerely. So great job done on that. Then coming back to Toastmaster Meenakshi. Toastmaster Meenakshi has evaluated the speech correctly and not the person. So in spite of you knowing the person really well, I feel you did not evaluate the speaker but the speech. So great job done on that. And I feel you were constantly a little diverted. I do not know what was behind your screen. It was possibly distracting you. So I felt you were always moving around here and there and probably fidgeting even while the time you were speaking. So I think you could have cut down on that. So that's all for the evaluators. And then going ahead with the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster of the day, you played in some music and started dancing and shouting. You were you started screaming at the top of your voice before the table topics. I did not know why that happened. I think you did not realize that you had not muted yourself. So please make sure you take care of this in future meetings. And yes, the SAR was amazing as always, mentioned it perfectly with the slide in place. And yes, the presiding officer, right at the start, you did leave your hair open and started dancing. Okay, so which was again a nice way of engaging with the audience. And I feel for a club of such a great, closeness and family-ish nature, I feel this is really needed from a presiding officer like you. Thank you. And getting back to the second segment of the general evaluation, we go back to the grammarian of today. Our grammarian for today, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Jamie. First of all, let me say that I have thoroughly enjoyed the speeches today like never before. Everybody seemed to be in very high spirits, and it reflected in all of their speeches. There were quite a few instances where the grammar went really for a toss, but everything is acceptable because it's a topsy-turvy world for today. I was happy to note that almost all of the speakers have used the word of the day and the phrase of the day. Toastmaster of the day, Libby, has used the word pandemonium twice. I liked how Toastmaster Arun used the phrase of the day in a very interesting manner. In the table topics, I really like the use of the words such as unanimous, procrastinate, and magnanimous. The choice of the title, that is the name of the speech, and inevitable touch. I think it is a very apt one for Prasannaji's speech. Thank you all, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you. Now let's hear it from our counter for today.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to present my counter report. So Toastmaster Jamie uses one time and short pauses one. After that, Toastmaster Shobit uses one time and long pauses 2 times. Then Toastmaster Santosh, long pauses 3, and other repetitions you know. After that, Toastmaster Prasenjit, 5 times, 2 times. Then Toastmaster Meenakshi uses so 3 times. Akshaya uses so 3 times. Toastmaster Arun take long pauses for 1 time. Then Haswant uses and 1 time. Toastmaster Vidya taken short pauses 2 times. Parita use and 2 times. Siddharth use well 3 times, and Balaji uses short pauses 3 times. Over to you, general evaluator.
Over to you, our counter Amrita. Thank you, timer Toastmaster Harshada.
Thank you, Jamie, for that warm introduction. For today's timer report, evaluator 1 Meenakshi took 2 minutes 30 seconds. Evaluator Arun took 3 minutes 30 seconds. So he has disqualified according to timer report. And speaker 1 Santosh has also unfortunately disqualified according to timer report, as he has exceeded his limit of 7 minutes 30 seconds. So he spoke for 7 minutes 45 seconds. And Prasanjit spoke for 6 minutes 20 seconds. Thank you.
So with this, we get into our second segment, and we had a wonderful first segment where we learned a lot of evaluation lessons for us. Thank you, Toastmaster Arun, for giving us, Toastmaster Meenakshi for giving us that wonderful evaluation towards the end.
Thank you, Jamie. Over to you. Good evening, everyone, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Santosh, distinguished Toastmaster Santosh. He started his speech with a story, and that story itself resonated with everybody. It was the story of Anita, who sank in the pool in a competition in Budapest, and it was her mentor who came to her rescue. So that story in itself was resonating to us along with the title. The title was Long Lasting, which means that we as a mentee, we will not last long until we have a rescue or a support from our mentors. And that totally resonated with your objective of the speech as well. The objective being advanced mentoring. And this is your third speech in that particular objective. You spoke about the three aspects of mentoring in your speech. One is ask. The first one is ask, which is to ask your mentee about what their goals are. Second is to activate. That is to be available for your mentees as and when they require you. And the third is to maintain. That is to maintain the tempo of your mentorship. And to maintain tempo also means that if you feel that the mentee is not getting enough motivation, you need to change your behavior accordingly to either push more or to stay back as and when required. So I think that was one of the most important learnings for all of us from your speech today. Another important aspect was that you share, this was a story on a project that you had to do as part of this particular project. And it was none other than our own member, Toastmaster Parita. You spoke about how you mentored her and helped her clear her level 1 in the pathway, which was really great for us because she's just one of us, and her story is inspiring to all of us. If she can clear her level 1, I'm sure we will also be mentored by you to clear our respective levels. So I think that was really great for us to hear. I would like to share some recommendations. I fail to see the call to action in your story. So for example, like what do you want the audience to take away from your speech at the end? Because I understand that you shared the 3 learnings of ask, activate, and maintain. But what is it that the audience should go back and think about your speech? That is one. And I would recommend you to kindly focus on voice modulation and your pauses. I'm fidgeting. I think there is something happening behind my scenes, so I'm sorry about that. And also, I would, as suggested, you crossed your time limit. That was 7 minutes and 45 seconds. So practice so that you stick within the time. And I think you took 3 long pauses and a few hours. So practice, and I think you will be perfect. Overall, a great speech, and I'm sure you'll do better if you take into account these recommendations. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Now we will have the evaluation given for our second speaker by Toastmaster Meenakshi. Thank you for that wonderful evaluation, Toastmaster Arun.
Over to general evaluator of the day, and thank you everyone. Last point, I would like to say that it's so heartening to see that everyone has taken it on their chin to organize this meeting, and despite looking like pandemonium, it is going really in order. So in conclusion, it was a fantastic speech, well organized, delivered with relevant gestures and good eye contact. Had you been delivering the speech in a standing position, it would have brought more energy on the stage. Now some recommendations. Now, your speech started with an apt title. I was hooked to it. It unfolded in a well-organized manner. However, had you been standing instead of sitting, your energy would have been to another level. What I liked about your speech, not like, rather loved about your speech, was that you received 2 feedback in your first speech. One was incorporating relevant hand gestures and another eye contact. And you were successful in incorporating both. So kudos to you on that. You are a master storyteller. Let me tell you that. I really enjoyed the way you weaved your personal story anecdote into the speech and the way you used the entire time allotted to you. So you are well resourced, utilize the one who knows utilizing the resources allotted to you. So well done on that as well. I'm taking a long pause. So round of applause, everyone, for Toastmaster Prasenjit. Now, General Evaluator of the Day, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, good evening.
Now we call upon the first evaluator, Toastmaster Arun, to give us the evaluation of Prasenjit speech. Yes, now we have the first segment of the general evaluation. And thank you for calling me on Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shobit, for that very entertaining session of table topics. You definitely turned the meeting topsy-turvy. Now it's time for the evaluation session of our meeting, where we provide immediate feedback on how we did today. Now, before we get into the evaluation session, I asked our general evaluator, Jamie, what she thought about a topsy-turvy world. And she told me that her life itself is topsy-turvy, where she right now has high fever and even a possibility of being COVID positive. But she still thinks that she is enjoying playing this role, and she is willing to take it on the chin in this absolutely pandemic kind of situation. Now, Shobit.
Thank you, Timer, for this wonderful report of all the speakers. Now I would request our Zoom master to kindly launch the polls for best table topic speaker. I would urge everyone to kindly vote. Zoom master, please confirm once the polls are launched. Yes, the polls are launched, so everybody is requested to kindly vote for the best speaker. I don't know who's going to be the best speaker. This was a really very tough competition. So we are going to end the polls in 10 seconds. I will request everyone to kindly vote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you all the speakers and the timer and the Zoom master for the voting. Now I will hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Libby. Thank you all the speakers. Now I would request the timer to kindly tell the time taken by all the speakers.
Toastmaster Parita took 2 minutes 11 seconds. Toastmaster Vidya took 1 minute 45 seconds. Toastmaster Siddharth took 2 minutes 11 seconds. Toastmaster Mayur took 2 minutes 1 second, and Toastmaster Haswant took 3 minutes 40 seconds. So everyone is qualified except Toastmaster Haswant.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vidya, for this wonderful speech. You know, I love the way you answer. Your answer made me realize our hidden potential. You know, from my childhood, I was very weak in dance. But today, after listening your speech, I am making a promise to myself that I will learn dance. Now I would request, now we will move ahead. We will move to the timer.
Hello, am I audible and visible? Actually, I was away for some time.
Shobit, you are audible, not visible. Video is off.
I have turned on my video.
Vidya, it's your turn.
Hello everyone. So this is really pandemonium. I love such situations. You feel so great because you don't know what is going on, but you enjoy it to the core, and we are all enjoying to the core, like I always do when I dance. I'm so passionate about dance. When talking about passion, I can think only about one thing, and that is dancing. When I was young, very small, I was sitting in front of TV. There was Bharatanatyam dance going on, and I just sat there for hours and tears rolling down my eyes. Why? That was the first time I felt about dancing. As I grew, I used to dance every time, but there was a point because of my health, I could not dance. I was suffering from some bone issues, but then I didn't want to leave it. I took on it. I worked on my health. I did everything possible. I ate good food, and then finally, right now I'm enrolled in 6 dance classes. I'm dancing all the day round. So get up and dance with me, because what is life about? Enjoying. So do whatever you like, but include dancing too. You will enjoy your life. Yo, thank you. Over to you. Thank you for the topic.
So after 4 speeches, I am left with last topic. So I would request someone please volunteer. So I'm seeing few raise of hands. So I would go with Toastmaster Vidya this time for the last topic. Toastmaster Vidya, your topic for table topic is your passion. Your passion, Toastmaster Vidya. Thank you, speaker number 4, Toastmaster Siddharth, for this wonderful speech. Your speech reminded me of my first speech. Go ahead, Toastmaster Siddharth.
You're on mute, Siddharth.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shobit, for the great topic. Well, I joined Toastmasters to improve my elocution. Earlier, when I used to, talk in front of audiences, all pandemonium used to break loose in my mind. What I used to think didn't come out well. Sentences that I want to say or utter first came out later in reverse. Well, no structure to my thought, etc., etc. Well, instead of getting depressed and taking, I decided to join Toastmasters, where I saw great speakers like Vidya, Santosh, Arun, you yourself, Shobit, who encouraged me greatly on my first speech. You're the evaluator of my first speech, and encouraged me to improve greatly. And I'm still not great in table topics and maybe prepared speeches, but that is what I want to say. Keep taking it in the chin, keep improving, and finally maybe reach an exalted level that I aspire to. Thank you, Shobit. Thank you.
Thank you, speaker number 3. So now we are left with 2 more topics. Now, can I see some raise of hands? Or guests can also participate. Anybody? Toastmaster Suresh, Toastmaster Sujit. Okay, so I'm seeing a raise of hand from Toastmaster Siddharth. Okay, Toastmaster Siddharth, your topic is fear of public speaking. Fear of public speaking, Toastmaster Siddharth. Thank you, Toastmaster Mayur. So your speech, your answer was really inspiring. It really motivated me to work hard in life. You tell us a clear difference between working hard and working smart. Toastmaster Mayur.
Hello, Agnel Toastmasters. So for the topic today is working hard. So I would say, like, from childhood, I was not that fan of working hard because the facilities what I got were always there with me. So I did not wish to be the topper of my class. I used to perform average. Like, I used to think that it's okay to be having fun and doing the activities which I enjoy. So I used to be always be average and not work much hard on my skills or on my studies. I used to not take part much into studying competition, but into fun activities, being part of some leadership activities, being part of some trips or some events which involved having some fun or some group activity. That was my aim till 12th. But after graduation, when I realized that now the things have turned around, now my friends, my colleagues all have started working. They are at a good position. Now they are not being with me to enjoy and to go for parties. At that time, I realized something needs to be done. Then at that point of time, I started working hard on myself. I started to see a dream. I started to work on something that would make sense for me and give me some purpose. So I started preparing for CAT exam, and this exam helped me to crack one of the good colleges in Mumbai. And I was glad to be part of such a good college wherein I learned many skills. I tried to be top of my class. So till my entire 2 years, I was in the top 5 of my class. And I could see that taking little bit of hard work, doing little bit of hard work, so that I can do something, so that little bit of hard work and little bit of inspiration, motivation can take you to the top of your game, and you can improve yourself by working hard on yourself. Thank you.
Okay, so we are done with 2 speeches. Now I have the third topic with me. So can I see raise of hands? Okay, so from 2 speeches, I have not seen much raise of hands. So this time I will pick someone from myself. So I will pick, let me check, Akshay, Balaji, Deepak. Okay, so I will pick, as we are from division M, so I will pick someone whose name start with M. So I can see Toastmaster Mayur. Toastmaster Mayur, your topic for today is working hard. Working hard, Toastmaster Mayur. Thank you, Toastmaster Parita, for this wonderful speech. From your speech, you shows us the importance of taking break in life. You know, it's really important when we are frustrated from our life, from our work culture. So it's really very important to take 2 to 3 days break and go somewhere. So I can make a promise right now. Within next 1 month, I will take a break from life.
Very good evening. It is truly a blessing in disguise having COVID. Believe it. It's truly a blessing in disguise having COVID. I am right now having COVID and I'm taking a break. It's break from everything. Every possible thing. I've taken a break, enjoying the meeting, which is going upside down, and truly having a whale of time. My family is serving me with scrumptious dishes, palatable and appetizing food. My kids are looking after me. My husband is taking all the care that he could. So taking a break is definitely a need of time. Now I'm having COVID and I have taken a break. What about those who have been day in and day out and they could not get that break? Please take it. Go for the holidays. DTM Santosh, Vidya, Anand, who have always been in and out with Toastmasters, running from this meeting to that, organizing things. Toastmaster Arun, the list is really big. So please, out of all this, definitely you all deserve a break and just do it. Feel yourself, get back, rejuvenate, and see the change. I'm sure that break is going to give you all the different level of happiness, and you will look forward for many more things to come back to your life. Thank you so much.
So we are done with our first speech. Now I would request somebody else to please raise your hands to please participate in the table topic round. Yes, I'm seeing few raise of hands. No, two people can't raise hands simultaneously. So I have to pick one. So I'm picking Toastmaster Parita this time. Toastmaster Parita, the topic for today is taking a break in life. Taking a break in life, Toastmaster Parita. Thank you, Toastmaster Hashwant, for this wonderful speech. You know, you said it right in your speech that leadership quality, everybody should have some skills of leadership quality, and leadership quality is not born. We can be a good leader. Toastmaster Hashwant.
Over to you, over topic master Shobit. Yeah, leadership quality is the thing that you respect every of your mentors or anyone like or under you, you should respect them and you treat them with courtesy. This is one of the leadership quality I have learned from my seniors. And the second quality is that most of the people uh, appreciate is creative quality. So what is creativity means like creativity is doing things in a different like how here in Angle Toastmasters Club you did a thing very creatively, but it was a confusing thing for me to identify what topic should I tell. Everything was a bit confused, but it was a creative attempt. So I appreciate that. Uh, I appreciate Tiamodi for doing the creative thing. So I see this creative skill is also a leadership skill, and we are here in Toastmasters to build our leadership skills with uh, with the greatest effort. So it was a it was such effort I can see here, and that's all for my time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Libby, for this wonderful introduction. You know, I can say this type of introduction I've never heard in my life. Now we will move ahead in our meeting. So next round for this today's meeting is table topic rounds. So let me brief for the benefit of guests. Table topic round consists of I will give you some instant topics. Then you need to speak on that topic for 1 to 2 minutes. So the timing guidelines, timer, please note. You need to show green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, red card at 2 minutes, and 30-second grace period after showing the red cards. Now I have with me 5 topics. So I would request people to kindly participate. I would request some existing Toastmasters for taking the first topic for the benefit of guests. Okay, so I'm seeing some raise of hands. Let me check. Toastmaster Hashwant. Okay, so Toastmaster Hashwant, your topic is leadership. Leadership, Toastmaster Hashwant. Toastmaster Libby.
Now we enter into the next segment of our meeting, which is called the table topics round, which is all about spontaneity. Now, if I have to consider the theme for this meeting, topsy-turvy world, anything about a topsy-turvy world, according to me, is about spontaneity. In fact, when we talk about how things have been upside down for the last 2 years, where we saw that we were also used to, getting up early in the morning, getting into crowded buses and trains and going for work. And all of a sudden, everything stops and we are at home. We get up whenever we want. We sleep whenever we want. In fact, the meetings are happening, our videos are off, we are sleeping, and suddenly we feel that somebody has called out our name during a meeting. In that instant, we are expected to participate in that meeting. So this particular section of table topics master will actually be testing your spontaneity. So to provide us with the challenge for today's table topics round, we have Toastmaster Shobit, who will definitely turn this into a topsy-turvy meeting. When I asked him about his views, he says his entire life is topsy-turvy. He says that he feels he has a lot of passions that he actually wants to pursue, but when the weekend comes, when it is a Sunday, he feels that he's sleeping through the day and the day goes off. And on Monday, it's back to the topsy-turvy world again, and he does not know where the time went away. So I think I should actually remind Toastmaster Shobit that in one particular speech he said time is elastic. Then maybe he would be able to, actually follow his passions. Please help me in welcoming Table Topics Master for the day, Toastmaster Shobit. May I ask the Zoom master to launch the poll for the best prepared speakers? No, I think one of our speakers was disqualified, so we cannot have this poll. Now I would call upon our timer to present the timing taken by all the speakers.
Time taken by speaker Santosh was 7 minutes 45 seconds, and time taken by speaker Prasenjit was 5 minutes 20 seconds.
Thank you, DT and Santosh, for that very enlightening views on mentorship.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Libby, and over to you. So to conclude, there are three aspects of long-lasting mentoring. One is to ask, number two is to activate, and number three is to maintain. As Simon Sinek always said, mentoring is an act wherein you indulge into another person and try to provide some value. And that is what I absolutely learned in this process, a long-term mentorship program with my mentee, Parita. So let us see the third aspect of mentoring that I've learned in this mentoring engagement that I had, which is maintain. Now that we have seen how to ask, how to activate, now let us see how to maintain that mentoring relationship. Sometimes there may be some situations wherein the mentee is not active. The mentee is going through something. For example, now my mentee is going through COVID, and then she makes a point that she explains me what is happening, and then I give her some time. But there are some situations wherein my mentee is not attentive. Her focus was missing, and that is the point when I try to refocus her attention and I remind her goals that were set at the earlier phase. And that actually helps my mentee to progress towards their goals. And this is what about maintaining that important relationship with the mentee and pushing mentee towards what is required. Maintaining just does not mean that pushing the mentee towards the thing, but it also means that continuing that mentee relationship towards a longer period of time and also checking with the mentee time to time whether things are working out or not, because sometimes mentees, they don't confess, but they are always in this dilemma whether things are working or not working. And that is the moment we will understand we have to maintain that thing. Now if I have to give a small anecdote from my own life that happened before a few years, like when I started my Toastmasters journey, I guess in the year of 2018, I got an opportunity to work on a presentation named as Pecha Kocha, in which I have to present 20 slides in 20 seconds. That means I have to quickly flip. And I was assigned with a mentor. However, I was not able to work with that mentor, maybe because our working styles were not the same. And then rather than discussing my problems with the organizing team who is organizing that particular event or healthily communicating with my mentor, what I have done was I said, okay, I'm having an emergency. I'm not going to attend this presentation. And then that mentor has actually called me, and then she says that, oh, why don't you want to participate? I said, I got an urgent work, la la la, something. And I actually attended that event. That was a district conference physically happening. And when I entered that conference room, I have realized that, okay, now I was hiding myself away from all these people who were related to that event. And on the third day of the conference, now this gentleman who is organizing this event comes to me and he says, Santosh, you are here. I thought you are not here. If you still want to give that speech, if you still want to present in that event, you can present it. The person who is going to mentor you, she is there. She is going to help you. You can do that. That was the point I realized that, oh my God, I should have maintained that mentor mentee relationship in a proper way, or rather I could have searched for my own mentor. I think that was missing. So that is why when I speak about maintaining, I always say we need to maintain that mentor mentee relationship, and in case any miscommunication conflicts are arising, we have to communicate them way further. Now that we have seen the third one, let us move to the second, which is activate. Now how do we activate this mentorship relationship? Now first we ask for it, we ask the goals, we ask the things and do, and then to activate we need to start pushing the mentee. It is about giving that momentum, while maintaining is about maintaining that momentum and asking that mentee to just keep on running. This activation phase is about you kick starting and getting into that 4-stroke mode of driving a vehicle or a bike. So to do that you need a larger push, because initially when you meet a mentee, first one thing, you are hesitant in order to give that mentee some instructions. Number two, the mentee is also hesitant in order to take certain instructions, and that is where this activate phase comes into the picture. You have to tell certain stories. This is where your storytelling abilities will come into the picture, because when you say these personal stories and share your own experiences, because that is what I have realized, that mentorship is all about sharing experiences. When my mentee approached me for one of this project, I have shared my own experience, what I have done, or I have told what I would rather do if I were in her shoes. And that is how I was able to activate that mentorship program and push further. And then it goes into an autopilot unless and until there are some breakages that comes into picture. Now when that momentum breaks down, what do we have to do? That will be dealt in the third step, which is maintain. Now that we have seen the step number 2, let us move to the step number 1, which is ask. Now, this is the toughest part. Now, many of us think that in a Toastmasters meeting or outside in our organizations, we do not have a choice to pick our mentors. But let me tell you, you can create all that trouble to the Vice President Education. You can tell that Vice President Education that I want this kind of a mentor. That is your right to say that you want a such mentor, what kind of mentor you want. However, the Vice President Education will exercise his or her duties and provide you with the best possible mentor who is available to mentor you. So you can always ask for it, the mentor kind of mentor that you want. And when it comes to the mentor point of view, mentor can always ask the goals of the mentee. When we first meet a mentee, what I have done was that I just asked my mentee for the long term plan, my mentee Parita for her long term plan, whether she wants to focus on the leadership aspect or she wants to focus on the communication aspect. In case she's focusing on the communication aspect, whether she wants to give contest speeches or she wants to give prepared speeches. In case she's giving prepared speeches, whether she wants to pursue a pathway of dynamic leadership, effective coaching, presentation mastery, or whatnot. These kinds of paths, that clarity is what is important when asking. From the side of mentee, what kind of mentor do you want? From the side of mentor, whether you are able to fit in to the requirements of the mentee or not. These are the important things to consider. So before I share this is the first step. Now, before I share my mentorship journey, I want to tell you that there are 3 steps in this mentorship progress. 1 is ask, 2 is activate, and number 3 is maintain. Now, friends, my mentee that I have worked on during this advanced mentoring project is Toastmaster Parita, and I must say she has been a very considerate, amicable mentee with who I had a very good bond built by now. I would also say that this is the best experience that you can build. Now, In the last week, that is on Wednesday, in this last week of Wednesday, a swimmer at the World Championships in Budapest. She was swimming. She is Anita Alvars. And when she was swimming, all of a sudden she drowned. And then the swimming staff, the auditorium staff, everyone was figuring out. By then, one person jumps into the pool and she tries to help out Anita and brings her to the top and rescues her. She is none other than her mentor and the coach, Andrea Funtis. And that is the importance of mentoring. With that, thank you so much. And hi, everyone. Welcome to this. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Meenakshi. Now I would like to welcome our second speaker for the day, DTM Santosh. I would request the Zoom master to kindly unmute and spotlight DTM Santosh. So when I was speaking to DTM Santosh and I asked him about his concept of a topsy-turvy world, he told me that he has been working from home for last 2.5 years. So basically what he feels is now when he goes outside to the outside world, he feels that the world is going to seem topsy-turvy to him. So now I wonder what will happen when Santosh actually goes off to work in an office space. I get the feeling that he'll probably, take a nap in the middle of the day or probably call out to his mom for chai during the meeting, unaware that he can't actually unmute the people in a meeting. So please put your hands together for speaker number 2, DTM Santosh. Advanced mentoring, DTM Santosh.
All the best, distinguished Toastmaster Santosh. Timer, please note that the timing guideline for this project is 5 to 7 minutes. The speaker, Toastmaster Santosh, is attempting a project from Advanced Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply mentoring skills during a long-term mentoring commitment. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience as a mentor. Over to you, Toastmaster Vijay.
The second speaker for this round will be attempting the project mentor, Advanced Mentoring. To evaluate this speech, we have Toastmaster Meenakshi. I would request Zoom Master to kindly unmute and spotlight Toastmaster Meenakshi. So again, like all my other role players, I asked Meenakshi as well what she thought about being in a topsy-turvy world. So what she said was, the first thing that actually came to her mind was all our favorite SL World and the rock and roll ride that is present in SL World, and the roller coaster basically, where we actually physically go topsy-turvy. And for most of us, we enjoy the ride. There are a few of us who are not able to handle it. So unfortunately for Meenakshi, on one such ride, she had to endure a puke fest. So I am thinking topsy-turvy is not one of Meenakshi's favorite situations to be. Toastmaster Meenakshi, I request you to please read out the speech objectives. Thank you, Toastmaster Prasanajit, for that very invigorating speech. I am sure you motivated a lot of us. Toastmaster Prasanajit. Toastmaster President, it's time for your speech.
I guess he is not there in the meeting. Can you please check?
Anand, can you help?
He's not a part of the meeting.
He said
No,
he was going,
is
he's
there.
back.
He's speaker 3 Prasenjit, he's there.
He said he was going out, but he said he's come back also.
Hey, he's logged in with us.
Should I call him? So while we wait for Toastmaster Prasannaji, let me see if I can speak to somebody. Can I call upon Toastmaster Anand? Toastmaster Anand? Don't tell me he's not here either. Okay, can I ask Toastmaster Vidya to switch on her video? There's Toastmaster Anand. Toastmaster Anand, can I ask you what are your views on a topsy-turvy world?
For me, the topsy-turvy world is all about where things are in order, because that's a perfect example of a topsy-turvy world where things would go exactly as planned. Because in real life, it doesn't happen. In real life, hiccups do happen. In real life, we all face challenges. We feel life is a straight line, and then we at the end we come around a corner, and then we realize the world is round. And probably that's because probably we are all on a roller coaster ride of a topsy-turvy.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. That was definitely a perspective that I hadn't thought about, that utopia would actually be the topsy-turvy world. Thank you. Can I check if Toastmaster Prasannaji is around? Just a second. So Toastmaster Prasannaji just called to inform that I think there was some issue with his laptop, so he had to log out. So he is trying to log back in. So in the meantime, can I call upon somebody else? Toastmaster Siddharth? Toastmaster Siddharth?
Yeah, hi Libby.
What would you think of if somebody said it was a topsy-turvy world?
Well, it is a topsy-turvy world. You never know what is happening, what may happen in the future. Many people don't know what happened in the past. Past too. Just 3 months back, nobody thought there will be a war taking place in today's modern world. But yeah, a war is taking place, and well, everything is interlinked nowadays. So a war somewhere far off, 1,000 miles away, is raising fuel prices for me, cooking oil prices for me, and many other things. My favorite, everything is getting expensive. My favorite golgappas, pani puris, and puri sabji, dosas. The price of everything I like and love is rising a lot. And well, there is one thing, inflation. And the second thing, well, you never know how your own life will proceed, how your own relationships with your loved ones will proceed. Everything is topsy-turvy. You need to be extremely cognizant about how you proceed, how you approach things in the future to, well, gain a measure of, well, at least create your own small corner of stability in a, well, topsy-turvy place. Something like a small boulder in a river.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Siddharth, for that wide worldview, from ranging from personal to political. So while we wait for Toastmaster Prasanajit, I think we'll continue with our meeting. Thank you, Toastmaster Arun. Now I would welcome our first speaker of the day, Toastmaster Prasanajit. Toastmaster Prasanajit. When I spoke to Toastmaster Prasanajit, he told me Topsy Turvy World reminds him of the movies Inception and Matrix, basically the metaverse. So as we all know, metaverse is basically a 3D virtual world, and I'm sure all of us would at some point in our life want to try out this metaverse that we have been hearing for a long time. So please put your hands together for our first speaker. Effective coaching, Toastmaster Prasanajit.
Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Livy. Toastmaster Prasanjit is attempting level 1, project 4 of effective coaching. Timer, please note, time is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Prasanjit, all the best. I'm sure you are going to just enthrall us.
The first speaker for this round will be attempting his level 1 project 4 speech 2. To evaluate his speech, we have Toastmaster Arun. I would request Zoom Master to kindly unmute and spotlight Toastmaster Arun. So as usual, I asked even Toastmaster Arun what came to his mind first when I spoke about a topsy-turvy world. And the answer which Toastmaster Arun gave me was actually send me topsy-turvy. So what he says is when he was single, he used to think his world was absolutely topsy-turvy. Now I have to ask him in private as to why exactly when he was single, his world was topsy-turvy. And so he thought when he would be married, it would be organized and everything would be streamlined. So he decides to get married, he marries, and then he realizes his world still seems to be topsy-turvy. Then he figures that when he has kids, maybe things will be more organized. In fact, this is the first time I've heard somebody say that they thought having kids will make things organized. So unfortunately, Toastmaster Arun was in for more disappointment, and he realized that the world is still topsy-turvy for him. So basically, he's come to the realization that the world is simple, and it is basically our minds that play this topsy-turvy game with us. So
Toastmaster Prasanjit is back, so we can.
Is he back? Toastmaster Prasanjit, are you back? You can give your speech, please.
Yes, am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and you are visible. Effective coaching, Toastmaster Prasanajit. Effective coaching, Toastmaster Prasannaji.
Thank you. Thank you. Could I just see that the cards are visible and I'm also visible and I'm also audible? Timer.
Yes, you are visible and audible, Toastmaster Prasannaji. See, our timer has shared her screen.
Yes.
Is that
yes.
visible to you?
Yes, yes, I can also see the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, timer. Actually, you can actually start the timer, and I'll deliver my speech. Thank you. Thank you. This was a warm summertime in ancient Baghdad. There was this merchant. He was really rich and he had all the wealth to conquer everything in Baghdad. But still, this merchant actually has just one servant. He didn't want to go for many servants. He has just one servant. And this servant also loved him. One servant loved him, this merchant. And one fine day, the merchant asked his servant to go to the market, bring some provisions. The merchant, the servant went. He went to the market and he was actually scouring for some provisions. And suddenly, he saw a lady who just jostled past him. This lady was clad in all black robe, and for the servant, he thought that the lady scowled at him. The servant ran past, came back to the master and told that, "Oh master, I was in the market. I was trying to get some provisions for you, and I saw the lady of death. She jostled past me and she scowled at me, and I do not want to stay in Baghdad. Please, please, master, give me your fastest horse. I want to mount on that fastest horse and I want to run away. And I want to run away to Samara. Because in Baghdad, I got to see the Lady of Death." The master was quite disturbed. He was quite disturbed. Yet he gave his fastest horse to the servant. He gave his provisions to the servants, and he told, "All the best. Please go away and go to Samara." And then once the servant had galloped away to Samara, the master went into the market and he was looking for that Lady of Death. Eventually he found her and he asked, "Why did you scowl at her? Why did you scowl at my servant?" the Lady of Death said. The Lady of Death said, I didn't scowl. I didn't scowl. I was actually surprised to see that your servant was at Baghdad while I was having an appointment with him at Samara. I'm actually going to Samara and I'm going to probably see him. The Lady of Death said that the meeting at marketplace at Baghdad with the servant was a surprising thing because she was expecting him to Samara, where actually the servant had galloped into. And the Lady of Death was expecting him to be at Samara. That is the end of the story. And I must say that I have taken this from Jeffrey Archer, one of the most pragmatic short storyteller, and I've just extended it to his. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
So we move on to our prepared speeches. Harshada?
Yeah.
Speak about your role, please.
Yeah, I'm a timer of the day and I'll be recording the time for each speaker and evaluations and table topic speakers, and will be reporting the time after calling upon by GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrita. To keep track of the time spent by each speaker, please help me welcome the timer of today's meeting, Toastmaster Harshada. So when I asked Harshada about her views on topsy-turvy world, what she had to say was that when foreign countries invade India's internal matters because they are more developed or are more powerful than India, she feels that we belong in a topsy-turvy world. Amrita?
We are not able to hear anything.
Probably you are
I'm the
speaking on
author.
mute.
I will note what that are used. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, but your voice is breaking.
So can I continue?
Yes,
or
please.
talk again?
Yeah, please continue.
Okay. So during this meeting, I will listen to crutch words as well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds such as and r. I will note when a speaker repeat a phrase such as I, this means, long and short pauses. I will give my report when called by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharmisha. To keep track of the R's and Ums during the meeting, we have the R counter of the day, Toastmaster Amrita. So when what Amrita feels about topsy-turvy is actually she made a revelation saying that these few days she's been getting topsy-turvy dreams. Now, she didn't elaborate on those for me. So I am left wondering what exactly are these topsy-turvy world, which we could probably ask her during the networking session. I would request Zoom Master to kindly unmute and spotlight Toastmaster Amrita. Toastmaster Amrita, I request you to explain your role.
Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. I will give my report when called upon by the general evaluator. I encourage all speakers to use the word and phrase of the day. As the grammarian, it is my duty to introduce a word and phrase of the day. For today's reverse meeting, the phrase is "take it on the chin," which means to accept unpleasant events bravely and without complaining. It can be used in the sentence as one of our greatest strengths is our ability to take it on the chin and come out fighting. The word for today is pandemonium. It means a situation in which there is a lot of noise and activity, with great lack of order. It can be used in the sentence as there was pandemonium in the classroom till the headmaster entered. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to their language, usage, and I'll take note of any incorrect use of grammar, as well as any good usage of words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. Good grammar is important in a conversation and even more so in public speech. Improper grammar will take away the impact of a good speech. People may not understand clearly what you have to say, and sometimes you may be clearly misunderstood. Good evening. Welcome Toastmaster of the Daily Bee, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the grammarian for the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshaya. To track the good and not so good usage of grammar, we have the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Sharmishta. So when asked Sharmishta about her views on a topsy-turvy world, she actually narrated an incident which was honestly quite unnerving. So she says that her son one fine day told her that he will not let her get up from a chair until she writes at least one paragraph of her icebreaker speech, for which she was procrastinating till all this while. So she says she actually had a shiver and thought that this was definitely a topsy-turvy world where the son had to tell the mother to actually sit down and get to work. Toastmaster Akshay. So to help us navigate into the meeting, help in spotlighting the speakers, we have very crucial Zoom master role handled by Toastmaster Akshaya. When Akshaya says for her, the entire 2 years of COVID pandemic, where everything was running online, right from doctor's appointment to professional meetings to you name it, was running online. That was a topsy-turvy world for her. I would request Toastmaster Akshaya to explain her role. As the Toastmaster of the day, it is my duty to introduce the role bearers who will be assisting me through the running of today's session. Before we start the meeting, I actually wanted to speak about the theme of the day. So theme of the day is when I was talking about theme of the day, when I heard that we are going to have a reverse meeting, the first thought that came into mind was a topsy-turvy world. As a kid, when I heard this term topsy-turvy world, the first thing that actually came into my mind was everything that was normal should be abnormal, and everything that was frowned upon should ideally be accepted. So if my mother told me that I shouldn't have so many amounts of chocolate in a day, I actually wanted to have the number of chocolates I wanted to have. Or if I was not allowed to view television for the number of hours that I wanted to view, I should be able to view television as and when I wanted. Or if I wanted to eat at a particular at midnight, then I should be allowed to eat at midnight. Or if I wanted to go out with my friends at a certain point of time, there shouldn't be any restrictions. So these were the things that came into my mind when we spoke about a topsy-turvy world. So to that effect, there is this song that I would like to share with you. Um,
सोचो एक दिन चांद निकलता नीचे से मैदान में रखा होता, मीठी होती मिट्टी उसकी मीठी घास और पत्ते। अरे सोचो चांद पे दूध के गहरे दरिया बहते, गोरे गोरे उसमें भालू जीते रहते। ऊंचे ऊंचे टीले होते कुल्फी के,
और घास फालूदा होती दीदी तो क्या मजा आता।
और हाथ में चम्मच लेकर जाते, रात दिन बस चांद ही खाते। चाहे होता ज्यादा कायदा कायदा, आखिर कायदा, हर कायदा कायदा, आखिर कायदा। अच्छा सोचो, सूरज का रंग नीला होता और पेड़ों का रंग लाल
लाल,
पंछी रहते पानी में
वाह
और मच्छी गगन विशाल।
वाह वाह वाह।
सूरज का रंग नीला होता, पेड़ों का रंग लाल, पंछी रहते पानी में और मच्छी गगन विशाल।
दाता तूने किया कमाल, दाता तूने किया कमाल, ऊपर गगन विशाल।
अच्छा सोचो, नहीं सोच के देखो, खेत में उगती टॉफी, पेड़ पे फलते लड्डू पेड़े, और नल खोलो तो कॉफी।
So basically, kaida kaida kya faida. I would like to thank the presiding officer for that wonderful introduction that he gave me.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. I would like to welcome with a warm round of applause Toastmaster of the Day, Libby Abraham. So please give a warm round of applause to Toastmaster Libby. She runs a company called Sweet Connect. She connects women entrepreneurs with corporates and retail clients. Sweet Connect provides a platform for these women entrepreneurs to highlight their talents while helping them reach a wider audience. Currently, Sweet Connect has a network of over 200 plus homemakers spread across the country in most major cities and towns. She loves to read, travel within budget, and when time is there, as well as have more friends than she can count. Well, when I heard that, I was like, does that mean more than 10? Or I would really like to know how much she could count. And I guess with that statement, I will have to give her one more party of Pani Puri. Now, today's meeting is going to be very amazing because it's going to be a topsy-turvy world. And when I heard this theme, I was really looking forward to what is in store for not just me, but for all the members and guests of Agnel Toastmasters Club. But before we move on to that, I would like to also know the guests who have joined us today. So can I see with a raise of hand, who are the guests who are there? Or if Zoom Master can help me. Yes, Prasanj, we have a visiting Toastmaster, Prasanj. I would request to maybe share with us in a couple of sentences how he came to know about Agnel and he's from which club. You're on mute, Prasanj.
Actually, when I came to know about this club, I was wondering whether the name is Agnel or Angel. I couldn't actually, came to bring myself to talk and to speak on this club, wondering that the name of the club is Agnel or Angel. You are all angels. You are all angels from the point of hosting this meeting and actually allowing other people from different clubs to be here and allowing them to speak. I am really thankful and I am really dumbfounded that you are actually allowing other people. That would be all. Thank you. I know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Prasanjit, for that amazing feedback. I won't say the only place, but I will definitely say one of the places where we can find angels is definitely the Agnel Toastmaster. We have a lot of enthusiastic and good-hearted people over here who are with the attitude of service, always ready to help out, try out new things. And so, yeah, I will definitely say we have a lot of angels in Agnel Toastmasters Club. And I think we have only one visiting Toastmaster. So coming to the inspiring story.
We have guest in Nikunj.
Do we? Okay. I lost Nikunj. Yeah, hi Nikunj.
Hi, everyone.
You're on mute, Nikunj.
Hello.
Yeah, Nikunj, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
So, Nikunj, how did you come to know of Agnel Club? And
Yeah, so basically, actually, I know about Toastmasters Club and things. So I've gone through the website of Toastmasters Club and look for the nearby Toastmasters Club because, like, I recently moved here in Navi, Mumbai. So I was thinking of joining some Toastmaster Club for working on my communication and other things. So just contacted from the number which was given there on the website and just joined this meeting by the help of Vidya.
so thanks, Nikunj, for joining us. And that it's great to see like people joining Toastmasters, searching for it online, and definitely we would like you to be member of our club as well. You can connect with Toastmaster Vidya, who is the Vice President membership of the club, or alternatively, you can connect with the Toastmaster of the day, Libby, who will be the incoming Vice President membership of the club and also was the Toastmaster of the day. Now, with that, I would like to share an inspiring story, probably my last, and I'm feeling very sentimental right now. So the story is it's a old fable, right? So an Indian fable. So it goes something like this, that there are two wolves within each of us. And there is a constant struggle between the two wolves. The one wolf represents the evil, the malevolent, idleness, lazy, the things which brings us back in our life as in personal as well as professional, maybe the greed, all those things. And the other is the good wolf, which stands for positivity, optimism, hope. And that's a constant struggle between both these wolves. Now the story goes something like this, that every second of the day we feed one or the other wolf. Now for me personally, I would say every time we don't feed that good wolf, inadvertently and subconsciously we are feeding that bad wolf or the evil wolf which is within. Like, for things to move ahead, for us to make progress, for us to move forward, we always need to be assertive. We need to make conscious choices. We need to take deliberate actions. And every time we hesitate, we start doubting ourselves, we stop and we don't move ahead in that positive way, feeding that positive wolf, we are invariably feeding that negative wolf. Maybe when we procrastinate, one of the things, and there are many such things. So we always need to feed that positive wolf. And for me personally, Toastmasters has been that platform where I could surround myself with that positive people who are always driven with that enthusiasm, with that attitude of service oriented, with that attitude of helping each other, growing together, and giving that platform, sometimes pushing each other for better things and sometimes pulling each other for that better things. So for me personally, being the president of Agnel Toastmaster Club provided that platform where all of the members pushed me, pulled me, and it was a privilege for being the president and presiding officer for the club. As well as I would like to acknowledge all the members coming forward and helping us whenever we required, all the ExCom putting the efforts together. So with that, I thank you and would like to welcome all of you to meeting number 278 and thank Sergeant at Arms for that amazing opening of the session with a warm opening. And I would hand over the screen to Toastmaster Anand.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the online meeting of Agnel Toastmasters Club. I am pleased to be a Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. In the online meeting environment, there are few instructions that we follow. I request you to rename yourself. All Toastmasters can prefix TM to your name and guests can prefix guest. I also request all the speakers and role holders to prefix their role to their name so that it's easy to identify them. I would request you to not to type in the chat box when a speaker is speaking, as it disturbs the speaker. You can use the private chat to provide feedback. You are all requested to keep your audio on mute in case you aren't speaking. Please refrain from unnecessary movements or sipping on drinks if your video is on. Please turn off the video in case you need to do so. Do not click on share screen unless your speech or role requires you to do so. You can display a high five or namaste when taking over or leaving from a role. You can connect from the Tech Master for any technical glitch. The Tech Master for today's meeting is myself, Anand. If you are a speaker, then please ensure that you print the timer or confirm that the same is available at all times. This meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservations, please let us know. You can network after the meeting. Let me share the mission of the club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I welcome the presiding officer, Toastmaster Sanish, to take you through the further proceedings for our final meeting of this particular Toastmaster year. Toastmaster Sanish is not just a division director for Division M, but as well as the president of Agnel Toastmasters Club. He has been serving Toastmasters for the past 4 years. He enjoys playing tennis, is a passionate public speaker, and loves networking. Professionally, he is in the finance and investment industry. Over to you, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Sanish. With this, I close the 278th meeting of Agnel Toastmasters Club.